famed local historian. Y'all know her. She's with the Historic Preservation Commission. Denise Lincoln on the live line. Hi, Denise.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Endangered Buildings and Watch List. How do you come up with this in the first place?
Well, it's not our own invention, but it is a function of the Historic Preservation Commission to increase awareness of the value of our history, our buildings, our cultural preservation. And one of the ways that we can do this is to solicit nominations from the public about structures that they're concerned about. People drive by buildings all the time and wonder who's going to take care of it. It deteriorates, and we're worried that it's going to go away. So every year we do this little annual process where we take nominations from the public, and our own commission members are aware of buildings, and we make a list of those that we feel are endangered or those that need to be watched.
So what does that mean? You're going to watch them fall down, or somebody's going to buy them, or what does that mean?
Well, the whole process is to raise public awareness.
Okay.
We want folks to recognize that we value their property. We think that their property adds to the character and the history of our city, and so to raise awareness kind of puts a little bit of fire under the property owner to say, people are noticing. There's no fines. There's no nobody gets a ticket for this.
No repercussions, yeah.
Right. It's just to work for the common good so that maybe a property owner just feels overwhelmed with the property and is looking maybe to sell it. So perhaps by being on this list, folks that do have deeper pockets and want to restore buildings could possibly find a place that is important to them and to the city and will invest in it. And we have a lot of examples of that.
Oh, my gosh. Do you ever? And in the time that we have allowed, we've only got 3 more minutes, so we got to fly. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of these, and I really feel like, historic or not, they're a fire danger, to be honest with you. Some of them are kind of scary, but some of them really need to be preserved. Now, you've got the surety building sandwiched between us and KFES, and I've always wondered why no one's done anything with that.
That is a mystery. Maybe, again, by putting it on a list, investors perhaps will say, hey, maybe I can envision a business here or, some kind of enterprise that will take that building and make it something important.
Yeah, I wish
on Broadway.
Would. I know it had a fire once upon a time a million years ago, but still. The one on 600 block of Good Hope Street, I know that some of the buildings collapsed that were next to that because some of my friends lived in one of the apartments. And, is that building sound?
Well, it is, as far as we know, but that exposed, I guess it's on the west side of the building, that exposed wall was never intended to be an exterior wall.
Right.
So that is the danger, that further exposure to the elements will continue to deteriorate the brick and mortar, and so that puts that building in danger.
Well, I hope the person who owns it, I know who it is, but I'm not going to call him out, but I hope he does something to reinforce that structure, because the substation is very nearby it. We'd like that to stay there, too. So
and that's another, good news story, because they were able to rehab and restore some of that. So that whole Herrig district is important, and there's so little of it left that we hope that we can preserve it.
And I was looking through this. I'm seeing some houses. I've seen every single one of these structures at some point in the years that I've lived in Cape. And some of them I just thought were old houses. I had no idea they had significance. So you never know what that house might mean to the community.
Well, sure. And some aren't, there weren't any famous people that lived there or famous things that happened, but they're good examples of the building structures that are characteristic of Cape Girardeau. And so for that reason, they're worth saving. They were produced by builders and contractors that had an interesting eye for architecture, and so they fill a unique space in our architectural history.
Yeah. I was shocked when I saw the Meyer building on here because I drive by it every day. Is there even anything in there?
I think, well, if you look in the window, there's lots in there.
Yeah, I mean, I see stuff in there, but I mean, is it
Yeah.
is it operating? Because that's a cool looking old terracotta looking building.
I really am not certain about. We don't dig real deep into who, what, when, and where. We will take the nominations, and our city planners will let us know if there's electricity to the building or utilities, and just generally. But we don't pry. We don't get deep into the weeds about things. But we just hope that the property owners will recognize what jewel in the rough that they have, and hopefully that they'll bring it back.
And I was just talking about May Green School when I was talking about Memorial Day at Fort D. I just brought it up in the former interview, and I mean, that was a great school. It was thriving. I mean, kids went there, and it was a whole thing. Then it was the alternative school, which is now, Central Academy. So I know a lot about this building, but I don't understand why no one wants to use it.
It's big, and it's expensive, and it has multiple layers of issues, and so some folks have even subdivided it and said, okay, we're going to concentrate on this wing or this floor, and it's just one of those things that will take some pretty deep pockets to bring it back to its full glory.
Well, I hate that people are abusing some of these old buildings. I was surprised to see some of the houses that I did see, but we're out of time. So where do people go to see the endangered buildings list and watch list?
Well, there is a link on the City of Cape Girardeau website. You kind of have to go to departments and development and then Historic Preservation Commission. I did kind of ding our guy, Brian Shrimplin, yesterday to say, hey, this year's list is not yet posted, but it will be within days.
Okay.
But you can see you can have a link to several years of the endangered buildings and watch lists.
Well, and I'm keeping it because I'm going to go drive by all of these, and many of them I've already seen, but I was surprised to see some of them and how old they actually are, which is kind of freak show for me because they look pretty stinking good for when they were built.
We have an old city that has a lot of history and a lot of different generations of buildings, and they all, if we can keep as many of them as we can from every era, it's important.
Yeah, that art building is absolutely fabulous. That I would live in that if I could. It's beautiful. All right. Well, Denise Lincoln is a famed local historian, and she is with the Historic Preservation Commission. If you want to see this list, go to the city website, click on a few links till you get to the Historic Foundation or the Historic Preservation Commission.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm in radio since I speak so well. But, these endangered buildings, some of them are on the watch list, and some of them may be safe, some of them maybe not. But if you do have those deep pockets, you want to save one, get a hold of them and make it happen because they're pretty cool. Denise, thank you.
Well, thank you, Fawn. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.